You are now watching I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel.
I shot him 6 times!
What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. So everyone, I'm sure you are all well aware by now, whether you went out to see Scream 6 over the weekend or whether you've been keeping up with the spoiler reviews for this film since it came out, that you know by now that Liana Liberato's character, Quinn Bailey, was revealed to be 1/3 of the Ghostface killers in Scream 6. She was also revealed to be the sister of Scream 5 Ghostface killer and ex-boyfriend to Samantha Carpenter, Richie Kurtz. Now, if you pay closely attention to Quinn's dialogue when she is being revealed, then you heard that not only did she take credit for stabbing Mindy Meeks Martin in the subway scene, but she also took credit for stabbing Gale Weathers inside of Gale Weathers' home. However, in this video, I'm going to break down how much like Amber Freeman in Scream 5 lied about killing Dewey Riley, Quinn Bailey also in Scream 6 lied about being the Ghostface who attacked Gale Weathers. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Okay everyone, so real quickly, let's take a trip back to Scream 5 for a quick second. Remember in the final act scene when Tara Carpenter basically goes missing because her sister untied her and Amber Freeman is looking for her, and Amber tells Richie that she cannot find Tara. That's when you hear Samantha tell Richie that she untied Tara and that basically she's on the loose. Shortly after that, we then get this phone call coming through on Amber's house phone. But we do not know who it is, as on the caller ID it says unknown caller. Now, you can make the argument that it was Tara who made that phone call, but then there's a lot of us out there who believes it was actually somebody else who was making that phone call. As when Richie looked at the phone, he gave a really weird look as if he was kind of expecting somebody, but that he didn't want to pick up that phone for some strange reason. Now, let's fast forward to Scream 6. When we are in Gale Weathers' house, and Ghostface calls Gale Weathers the second time. Now, why this is important is because, unlike in Scream 5, on Gale's caller ID, we don't get an unknown number calling. We actually get a phone number that shows up on the caller ID. It doesn't show a name, but there is a number that shows up on the caller ID. It does not say unknown number. So, what I did was I blew it up, and I have it here for you guys to see what this number reads. Now, before I read off the number that is showcased on Gale's caller ID, I want you guys to look to the left-hand side where I have this shot from Scream 5 pulled up where Samantha is answering her phone in the bathroom scene, or actually in the break room scene, where this is after she sees Billy in the mirror. It says incoming call, maybe from Amber Freeman. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is the phone number 707-144-0188. Why this is important is because if you look on Gale's phone, the area code is the same. Now, the reason why I pulled up Amber's phone number in this shot here is because where I'm about to go with this theory, I didn't want anybody sitting there saying, well, maybe the Kirsches cloned Amber's phone, which is why this number that's showing up on Gale's phone is coming from a California location. I wanted to prove that is not true, which I obviously just did that. This is not the same number as Amber Freeman's phone number in Scream 5. So, the number that is on Gale Weathers' phone goes on to read 707-139-04, and it looks like 15. the end number is very much blurred out. And in my opinion, I think that was done for a reason. But again, this is a completely different phone number than Amber Freeman's phone number. However, it is coming from the same location, which is California. And after doing some digging, I think this leads to a massive Easter egg of a character that everybody wants to see return to the franchise. Okay, now for further clarification, to show and prove that the 707 area code is in fact linked to California, I did a Google search, and the Google search came out to this, and it reads, the 707 area code was created in 1959 when it split off of the 415 area code. The 707 area code serves portions of Del Norte, Glen, Humboldt, Lake Marin, Mendocino, Napa, Solano, Sonoma, Tehama, and Trinity counties. Now, what do these all have in common? Well, obviously, as I just stated, these are all part of counties from California. But what was the biggest tell, in my opinion, in reading this, was Sonoma. As we all are well aware that for Scream 1996, filming locations included Glen Ellen, Santa Rosa, Healdsburg, Sonoma, and Tamales, California. Why is this important? Is because, as you read in that second part here on the bottom, Stu Macher's house, where the second half of the film takes place, was near Tamales, California, Sonoma, California, USA. Now, what does this information mean? Well, in my opinion, what I think happened in Scream 6 is that radio silence, while trying to be secretive about it until you can really break the film down, they let out a massive Easter egg that potentially reveals that Stu Macher is indeed, in fact, alive and well in the Scream franchise, and also points at the potential that he is the one who was in Gale's house and is the one who attacked her. Now, if this evidence that I provided you is not enough proof, I have some more evidence that might be able to sway and change your mind. Okay everyone, so outside of the phone, another piece of evidence I have that disproves Quinnbailey as the one to attack Gale Weathers in her penthouse is these masks. Now, the mask on the far right, I actually just flipped it upside down, but this is a shot from when Ghostface is laying on Gale's floor after she knocks him out for a brief second. Now, the mask on the far left is the one that Quinnbailey is wearing in the final act scene, where she later reveals to be Stu Macher's mask. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself this question. If this is indeed Stu Macher's mask that she is wearing in the final act scene, how is it not as deteriorated as the Billy Loomis mask, being that they are the same age in terms of wear and tear, over 20 years? How does Stu's mask have less wear and tear, but Billy's has more? Something that stood out to me that did not make sense. Now, what's even more important about these masks is the fact that in the Gale Weathers penthouse scene, you see Ghostface wearing Billy Loomis's mask. Why, if she is wearing Stu Macher's mask, Quinnbailey, and Stu is supposed to be her favorite, why would she elect to wear Billy Loomis's mask in this scene? Now, you could sit there and say they were doing it to make it seem like it was just one Ghostface killer, one main Ghostface killer who was doing the killings. But this is where I counter that. In the subway scene where Mindy gets stabbed, Quinnbailey also takes credit for this as well. This mask here in the middle. Now, what is different about this mask in the middle compared to these other two masks? You can clearly tell the mask in the middle has no wear and tear on it. No cracks, no nothing. Why that is important is because if we're really supposed to believe that Quinnbailey is the one who attacked Gale Weathers and Mindy, why would she not wear the same exact mask in the final act scene? Or why would she not also wear Billy Loomis's mask? It doesn't make any sense. Now, another thing is the fact that she would not have enough time. If she was the one wearing Billy Loomis's mask, she would have had to give it back to her father, as we see him pull out Billy Loomis's mask in the final act scene, which showed he had that mask in his possession. Well, there was no way that he could have made it to Gale's house in time, because he was out in the field trying to trace the call that was figured to be at Gale's house when they were trying to trace Ghostface's call when Ghostface called Samantha. Quinn would not have enough time to meet up with her dad to give him Billy's mask back, then go change into an entirely clean new outfit and mask, and then get to the subway scene, and then all the way back to the shrine just to change into Stu Macher's mask and costume. It's just too congested, too combobulated. It doesn't make any sense. Especially being that she said she's a fan of Stu Macher, right? Why would she not just pay homage to the character and wear his mask the entire time while she's killing somebody or attacking somebody? It makes no sense that if this was her who is supposed to be attacking Gale and attacking Mindy, why would she feel the need to change her mask? It just doesn't make any sense. And in my opinion, further proves that it was not Quinnbailey who attacked Gale Weathers in Gale Weathers' penthouse stabbing scene. Another thing we have to take into account as well is the fact that Quinnbailey, when she takes credit for Gale Weathers' stabbing scene, she is also taking credit for killing Gale's boyfriend, Brooks. Now, why I call bullshit on this is much like I called bullshit with Amber Freeman killing Dewey Riley. There is no way that this young lady, this young petite young lady at that, has the strength to pick up a 200-pound plus man who is not only just, you know, a 200-plus pound man, but Brooks was solid. Like, he was kind of, you know, jacked up, which is why Ghostface made the comment, all those muscles didn't help much. Now, you can sit there and say that they're telling us that in that piece of dialogue that size clearly doesn't matter. Ghostface, whoever's underneath the mask, can do anything. But I'm sorry, and I've talked about it here plenty of times on the channel. When you're talking about believability, that does not make sense whatsoever. In my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. There might be some that don't. But in my opinion, there is no way possible that this girl, this young petite woman who's arguably maybe 130, 40 pounds soaking wet, is able to pick up a 200-pound muscular man with ease and throw him through a bookshelf or throw him through a wall. It's not physically possible. And again, is another reason why I do not believe that Quinnbailey is the one to attack Gale Weathers in her house. But if that piece of evidence doesn't prove nothing as well to you, then in my opinion, this last piece of evidence I have is the most damning evidence outside of the phone of them all. In this shot from Gale's stabbing scene in her penthouse, we see Ghostface get on top of her and then put both hands on the knife, raise it above his head, and attempt to stab Gale before Samantha and Tara come in and prevent him from full-on killing Gale and completing that final stab. Now, why this is important, and in my opinion the most damning evidence against Quinnbailey and her lie that she attacked Gale Weathers, as well as the most damning evidence that proves this is Stu Macher who is attacking Gale Weathers in this scene, is the fact that this Ghostface double clutches the knife with both hands and raises it above his head, much like Stu Macher did in Scream 1996 when he was attacking Sidney Prescott in her house. Now, some of you will say, well, remember, Marcus, Quinn goes on to say that Stu Macher was her favorite, so she could just be mimicking him in that scene. Again, you're entitled to believe that as your opinion. I won't hate on you for that, but I just don't think that to be true. When you look at the way that this Ghostface killer stabbed and went after people, especially in Gale's scene, it doesn't add up to Quinn's the way that she stabbed Mindy, the way she seems to go about her killing, does not match up at all. Now, another reason why this is important to bring up is because this is the second straight film where one of our OG3 characters has either gotten attacked or killed in a fashion that referenced Stu Macher. Remember in Scream 5, Dewey was gutted from groin to sternum. This is a line in Scream 1996 that came from Stu Macher when Sidney Prescott asked, "How do you gut somebody?" The exact same way that Dewey died is how Stu said it. You slit someone, you take a knife and you slit them from groin to sternum. Now, why that pertains to here is because, much like with Dewey, with Gale Weathers, we get another reference to Stu Macher possibly being the attacker, as just like in Scream 5, we get this reference this time around. It's with the knife being raised above his head with both hands on the handle. Again, this is a clear resemblance and a clear Easter egg that this could be Stu Macher attacking Gale Weathers in this scene, as well as it could have been Stu Macher who killed Dewey Riley back in Scream 5. Again, everybody, you are entitled to your own opinions, what you believe and what you feel about this, but in my opinion, I think I may have just broke this whole investigation of whether Stu Macher is alive or dead wide open. Thanks to this Easter egg that we got in Scream 6, that with the whole phone, the number tracing back to Sonoma, California, the mask about, the whole things I talked about, the mask with Quinn not wearing the same exact mask in different scenes, to this shot here that we have of Ghostface raising the knife above his head with both hands on the knife, similar to Stu Macher in Scream 1996. Once again, you're entitled to your own opinions, but in my opinion, I definitely do think that I have blown this whole investigation on whether Stu Macher is alive or dead wide open, given the clues and the evidence that I provided you guys in this video for this theory that I have about Stu Macher, as well as Quinnbailey not being the one who attacked Gale Weathers in the penthouse scene in Scream 6. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know your overall thoughts on this theory that I have. Do you think that the phone number that is shown on Gale Weathers' phone, as well as the other evidence that I provided you in this video, is even more clear-cut proof that Stu Macher is indeed alive and well in the Scream franchise, and he is the one who not only killed Dewey Riley in Scream 5, but he is the one who also attacked Gale Weathers in Scream 6 in her penthouse, as well as this proves that Quinnbailey, much like Amber Freeman, is a liar when it comes to taking credit for attacks or killings that she did not commit. Hit the comment section. You know I always love to talk and engage with you all about these theories and these overall horror conversations that we have here in the community and here on the channel. Once again, this is I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.